They played the mash. They played the monster mash. The monster mash. It was a graveyard smash. They played the mash. It caught on in a flash. The monster mash. They played the monster mash. Wahoo. Benny Shoot. Wahoo. Hi, Sandra Mitchell. Eric J. Tanya B. How y'all doing? Y'all following this trauma every time you wake up. Okay, so first let's cover this thing real quick. Hey y'all, hi CC. Indestructible A. Hi TLCN3. People's up today. PH Diva 45. Okay, first of all, we see that real quickly. Jay Dunn has been found guilty of this. What do they call that? Revenge porn, where she's posting these pictures. She falls out with her girlfriends, and then she posts their naked pictures or their semi-naked pictures online and so forth. These girls have taken her to court. Apparently, some have written in to say that I'm a Me Too, Me Too. She did it to me too, whatever. The court has found her guilty, put her on probation for a year. Apparently, she has a total payout of something like $2,000, a little over that. It's inconvenient for her. Apparently, she had to go down to this, wherever this court case was filed, to show up for court. They also made part of her sentence public service, but since she does not live in that town, they're allowed. Oh, Jesus Christ, I'm so sorry, these ears. They're allowing her to buy out. Apparently, if you live out of town, since you can't do the public service, they don't expect you to move to that city. You can give them some money, and then you can go on back home, right? But there's other restrictions to this probation she's on. The most glaring being that she can't own a firearm. I don't know how they're going to enforce that in another state. But so is her probation officer going to be in her town or in that town where she went to court? We don't know. But I haven't seen Jay Dunn come on here. You know, it doesn't take usually much motivation for her to come online. Why is she missing after this thing happened? I don't know. Right. So Jay Dunn is guilty. She's on probation now. She can't be posting people's pictures or information. If she breaks that probation, obviously there will be more serious consequences for her. So perhaps they've gotten her under submission now. That's not really the case. Really came on here to talk about them. So apparently overnight, there's another situation with the lady VS. Y'all know I don't want to talk about her necessarily, but we're not going to be ignoring cases that go on in the beef sector. This is a small community. Obviously, if something happens within this community, we're going to have to talk about it because that's what we do here. Apparently, there was some kind of freak situation where Kiki is that girl that was a part of that original situation 3 years ago. She's the girl that I witnessed talk VS into showing up at IHOP, right? VS was resistant to going to IHOP. She insisted, why don't you just come? Just come, just come. So the speculation was, and of course we know that Shireen showed up there at the table as well. The speculation for many months was that Kiki had set her up because she was so insistent upon her driving to the IHOP, right? Eventually, I guess the majority came to believe that there was just another coincidence that the girl Shireen just heard about the meeting up at IHOP and just showed up there on her own, right? So now we have a situation where VS is going to pick up her son at a IHOP, at a Walmart. He works there. She said herself that he's got some kind of disability. So she picks him up and drives him, stuff like that. While she's showing up to pick him up, The store is closed now. Apparently, Walmart there closed at 11 o'clock. And this other car pulls into the parking lot and pulls up very near her car. Right. She recognizes that this person is the Kiki, the same Kiki from the incident 3 years ago. There is a confrontation. VS jumps out of her car and says that the girl is following her and asks her, "Are you following me? You following me?" And I guess some B words were thrown around. And they started taking each other's license plate numbers. VS obviously is very cautious, particularly since this is the same person who was involved in the last incident that ended her up taken off YouTube for 3 years and doing a tiny bit of time in jail. Correct? And the only thing common about the two situations is they both involve VS and Kiki. Okay, so we heard two versions. Apparently, Jay Wilson had a chain of heart now, so he got VS on his channel because he can't. I'm only here for a coin. I'm gonna get a coin from it. I'm gonna get whatever. As I told you guys before, my first negative video concerning that boy was because he had accepted money from BS and forgot all about. He hated her a couple hours earlier. Anyway. She goes over there and tells her story. Now, I'll say this. She does not seem to be crazy or obsessive. When she's telling her story on his channel, it appears that she's telling the truth or she's being honest, correct? I'm going to try to be fair here and unbiased. Then I went over to, they were talking about this other girl, Kiki, showing up on Tracy's page. So I mosey over to Tracy's page. And Tracy's page, the girl Kiki is on there. Wilson said that she was inebriated. She was obviously inebriated. There was no signs of her being inebriated on Tracy's page. I know I'm drunk when I see one. The girl was not drunk. We've seen her drunk before. We know how she acts. But I have to say that her story sounds just as convincing as VS story. They both sound like they're telling the truth. From what their perception of the truth was in the situation. I can't figure it out. That's why I titled this video, Welcome to the Twilight Zone. Because, I don't know what the hell is going on here. That is a strange coincidence that of all these, how Walmart has these huge parking lots, honey. For the store to be closed and for them both to be showing up in front of the store, parking side by side, it does seem like a very strange coincidence. I don't know how small where are they at in Virginia is. Are they in Virginia? I don't know how small that place is. San Francisco is 7 by 7 miles. I never run into people like that, but they say it's just coincidentally they're side by side in this parking lot when the store is closed. Right? VS says she's there to pick up her son. The other girl says she's there to pick up soap. She goes and shows us a bottle of, I don't know what the relevance was, what kind of soap it was. She came to pick up soap. The rest of the mall was closed. So she went to Walmart to get this soap. She even tells us how much the soap cost and all that. Like, it's almost like it's too much information there. But she shows us the bottles of soap that she felt like she could get into Walmart. Now, these people are both from Virginia. Walmart, I guess, is a major retailer there. It is the biggest employer in the United States. I'm sure they know what time Walmart closes, right? So she says she got out. VS jumps out of the car. They start taking each other's license plates. VS says, I'm calling the police because I don't want to get caught up with you, considering what happened 3 years ago. Then the Kiki person says she's calling the police as well because she don't want to go home and find out you done press charges or something on her and they're showing up at her house. She wants to nip it in the butt there. When the police arrive there, VS is being calm deliberately because she knows any excitement on her end could wind her ass back up in issues with the court system. She wants to avoid that. So she has her hands placed behind her back the entire time. to show that she has not tried to attack this girl. Kiki is more excited, and she's saying she wants to press charges. Now, we can't quite figure out what those charges would be. The cops couldn't figure out what the charges would be. GS don't know what the charges would be. I don't know what the charges would be, right? But she's showing signs that she is terrified of this woman. VS said heard the girl kept saying that she had guns in her car. Her car was full of guns in her car, right? The way the other girl, Kiki, told the story was, she says, no, I was involved in a situation with this girl at IHOP 3 years ago where she jumped and assaulted somebody. And then she kept saying that she had equipment in her car. So I don't know if there is equipment in the car or no equipment in the car, right? So they're both telling their version of the story. I don't know how much of a story this is, but I would just say, in my opinion, that is a very strange coincidence, right? It's not like it's a small town or something like that. I assume this Virginia town. But then there was, even before the incident at IHOP, there was a situation where she said somebody was taking pictures of her children or something like that, right? And then we only knew a certain amount of people who even lived in Virginia to do that. So why would this girl be afraid of VS is the issue, right? Why would they be jumping out, taking pictures of each other's license plates? Was it ever cleared up exactly what happened at IHOP? You said apparently this girl Kiki pulled out her phone and said, look, she said, I've been running from her for 3 years. Apparently, Kiki has this thing about receipts. She shows receipts for everything, right? She's on Tracy's page showing receipts that who she's dating and showing his naked pictures or his body pictures and all this. Just tell us, girl. You ain't got to show us the boxes of the soap you were going to buy and all that kind of stuff, right? Anyway, what was I just saying? Yeah, so the girl was actually showing the police videos on the spot. She had taken her time as they were coming to go and find videos and actually find the parts where VS has said, you've been running from me for 3 years. Now, my question is, why would she be running from you? I mean, what would be the purpose? If you're not the person who was involved in the court case and you're not the person that she had the physical altercation with, why would you be running from her? And why would she feel like you were following her? Right? So we don't have the full story on this situation. I just thought it was a very strange circumstance. Correct. So now they're both doing their video tour. I guess the only thing you could say that came from it, since VS has been doing everything in her power to regain her position on YouTube, this will give them some content for a couple of days. Correct. Hi, people. How y'all doing this morning? Y'all following this stuff? Child popped up. I said, what in the hell did all this happen? This wasn't going on when I went to sleep. But apparently this happened on through the night, right? And so the children, Jay Wilson's already on his 3rd video. I thought that was Bishop Bro daughter. Hi, TLCN3. What y'all think about the situation? Do y'all think this was just a coincidence that they both ended up at Walmart after the store had closed? I mean, obviously, VS had a real reason to be there. It might be a little bit more questionable if this girl felt like she had to make an emergency run at this very same time, even though the store is obviously closed because there are no cars in the lot. And probably they have dimmed the lights that you can tell that the store is not open. You know, when it is open, they got all these lights on in front of it, I would imagine. It looks different than when it is closed. But she still wanted to go into the parking lot. So I don't know. Was this all coincidence? Did I not see Sandra Mitchell? I had this interview, which was over an hour. And then when I came out, my ears were fine. As a matter of fact, my ears have been fine up until right now. It started buzzing again. So maybe it's just in the morning. But no, I didn't go. I didn't want to be at the hospital any longer than that. when I did the thing where you squirt it in your nose and it comes out the other side, that did help immediately for a while. So all yesterday they didn't hurt or they weren't clogged up. This morning it's clogged up again. I think I'm gonna do that nose thing again because that did seem to help. So no, I got lazy. I wanted to get away from there. Anyway, but yeah, it might take some more antibiotics. We got to go see. Maybe I'll do that today. You know, you can contact them online. I don't have to necessarily go down there or call them or anything. Let me see. Did you say okay? You need to see autoologist. Autoologist. I had never heard of that before. Autoologist about your ears. They will help you. It's called an audio. Maybe I can mention that to the doctor. What the hell is it? Okay. I don't trust them doctors. They always seem to want to send me to some kind of specialist, and the specialist never has anything to add to the story, except they're billing so whatever by Medi-Cal. They're billing them. It don't cost me nothing, but they do seem to want to send you to an awful lot of specialists, honey. Okay, we'll certainly bring that up. What do y'all think about this story? No, we're not gonna be following around the antics of VS and her crew. No, we're not doing that. But we're still going to talk about what goes on in the beef sector because that's it for me. It's not entertainment. It's not politics. It's just beef sector. So we have to talk about it. We got to talk about it. You brought it on YouTube. You brought it on YouTube. Silly ass person. He doing an hour-long interview with BS all of a sudden. Lord have mercy. Help me, God. Someone's going to wind up hurt over this YouTube foolishness. Well, apparently, if VS found it necessary to put her hands behind her back, she must have figured that this was a volatile situation, right? For them to start taking each other's license plates down, they must have been concerned that something was going to happen and somebody was going to leave, correct? For them both to be calling the police. I mean, why is any of this necessary? If Kiki was not under suspicion that she had actually caused the situation at IHOP, she didn't set her up. Although if you look back at the early videos, it appears that she's practically begging her to come to IHOP. And then another woman shows up at that same IHOP. And then all this other shit happens, right? Now, VS has to take responsibility for it because she is the one that initiated the violence. I've always felt, though, that Shireen was the person who initiated the conflict by showing up there and taking a seat at this table. Now, not only did she take a seat at the table with VS, she took a table with another supposedly total stranger, even though they all live in the same place. Why would you just go and just sit down at their table, right, to confront them? So maybe they know they are clear, or they both of them realize that it's on site. The moment I see you, I have a reason to run from you, or you have a reason to attack me, or we have a reason to call the police, and all this drama for what? Because you had lunch 3 years ago, but didn't tell Kiki to pull up Sunday on Treasure Lane when Kiki and her was on the path. Wait a minute. So they were both okay, but didn't tell Kiki to pull up Sunday on Treasure Lane when Kiki and her was on the. They were both on the panel together, Brick House. I hope we're not being played. This is just some old drama scene, child. I don't know. The people are talking about it, so you know. Everything is suspect. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Ding 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 ding. Twilight Zone, baby. It seemed like she was followed. I don't know why this person would just all of a sudden show up and pull up right next to the girl. You got a whole parking lot. Them damn Walmart parking lots are what are they, a city block long? If the Kiki girl's talking, she'll say, "Well, I just pulled up to the handicap, and that's where that other girl was parked, right? Well, are you handicapped? Well, you're both handicapped. You got to meet at the same exact same place. That does seem too coincidental to be real, honey. Right? Let me see what else I'll say. Hi, Erica. Mods, please keep that at autoologist. Please tell Unc that audiologist can help him with his ears. I should have been more specific, but my previous post, audiologist, girl, you learn something new every day. I have never heard that word in my life. Okay. It could be a coincidence, but because of their grimy past, I highly doubt it. So just like I guess the other incident was a coincidence too. Right? But I saw that I was there. I happened to be watching that day when right before she went to IHOP, and the girl he kept saying, "No, I'm not coming there," and the girl kept insisting that you come to IHOP, right? And then when she finally said, "Oh, okay, I'll come," and she came there, and then another woman shows up there. Is that a coincidence as well? This is a lot, says TLC and 3, a lot to take in, right? Then we have to also look at the fact, well, does this mean we're going to be watching their videos all day, trying to figure it out? I had Thais report. How you doing? Where is he? I just saw the Thais report. Tim, I'm convinced the beef sector folks use this for content. Well, that's why I said that's another element. That's another possibility. Without it, they have keep people's attention with just their intellect. And well, you know how that would be for. Okay, so Thais, you're saying that somehow or other, the beef sector keeps coming up with content, even though it is only between 20 and 30 people who actually make videos. Somehow or other, there seems to be a story always here, right? So I don't know. Would Kiki call VS or those two put it together? Or is it something that Jay Wilson dreamed up, girl? That's a possibility, the official Thais report. I know at some point she was on there. She looked like she was high on something, or at least I didn't actually see the video part. Jay Wilson was saying she looked like she's so inebriated. She's so inebriated. But then when I saw her talking a few minutes ago on Tracy's page, she didn't seem like she had a drink. In fact, she claimed that she's been clean for quite some time. She's in recovery now. She did not seem inebriated in the least. She took her glasses off. Her eyes were clear. I don't know how she could have sobered up within an hour. Right? So is that all bullshit as well? They both had convincing stories. Right? So you would have to go up there and research and find out who showed up first and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. They gonna milk it though, Thais. We milks everything over here like there's old cows, honey. Trying to get that last drop of milk. Mm-hmm. And what's going on with dear sister, the other girl, Jay Dunn? She'd have been convicted of a crime was the day before yesterday, and she hasn't even came on made a video about it. She always makes video about everything. Has she got a restriction? Troy Allen is over there covering this, Beacon 313, and he read all of the conditions of her probation. It didn't say anything about her not being able to be online. It said that she couldn't be online with these particular women in her mouth. I didn't hear a restriction about her being online, period, though. But I don't know everything. Apparently, they wanted her to see her probation officer before she left town. So it could have been something that he put on her. We don't know. So far as I can tell, let me just do a real quick perimeter check. Make sure I'm not talking outside of my neck. Let's just put her name in here and see if she's back. We ain't going to go to the content. We're just going to see if she's here. Nope. Jay Dunn's last video was 4 days ago called What is Loyalty? So that was before she went to court. This was right before she went to court. Okay. So let me push on her thing. Let's go to her live broadcast. Nope. Her last video was 4 days ago. So why isn't she recording when Jay Dunn doesn't miss any opportunity to record? So we don't know. We'll see. We might have another situation like the last one where now she's restricted from being on here. Last we heard is the judge said, we want you to see her before you leave, or her or him, before you leave town. We haven't heard from her since. I don't think it takes 3 days to get back to Atlanta. And then, of course, you could be on your cell phone soon you come out to court. Many times she records off her telephone, off her cell phone. So we'll see if she returns. If not, that's probably something that has been either placed on her by the court or by her probation officer. I'm not sure how that thing works because when they took VS off, her crime was a physical assault. It really didn't have anything to do with her YouTube channel. It had to do with her putting her hands on somebody, but they were still able to do that. So was that done by her court or was that done by her probation officer? Anyway, so now since the police showed up at this incident at Walmart, we now know that VS is not on any kind of paper or probation. She says she said that she got back last week, but nobody really believes what she says. You have to kind of hear it ourselves. The man took both of their ID and she ran a check on VS since the other girl, Kiki, kept saying that she was on probation, she had guns, and she wanted her thrown in jail. I want to press charges. But they couldn't figure out what would we charge her with if neither one of you touched each other. It is the physical. You have to slap the shit out of somebody, girl, and for the police to get involved. You can say whatever you want to say. Pretty much. I mean, some of these threats, I don't know. Rob Rack is still in jail. Yeah, he's in there. He has no bail because he violated his probation within, some people say 12 hours of getting out, but it was certainly within 24 hours after he got out. He had already violated his probation before he even got a probation officer or his rules and regulations. So yes, Rob Rack. What is going on with this beef sector? Are we going to become like the rappers? You know, the rappers are the only people on the planet in the music industry where the people actually shoot and kill each other. Is that what this thing is becoming? Now we all up in courts and things, and we suing each other, and we trying to get each other put in prison? Because it seems like there's an awful lot of court action going on over here, right? It's supposed to be a talking application, just talking, commentary. So now everybody's talking to everybody, huh? And VS is making the rounds. Well, I'll say what I said when I first came on here. If you listen to these two sides of the story, they both appear at surface to be telling the truth about what happened. This could be their perception of the truth, right? In DS's mind, when she saw that girl, that might have triggered all kinds of thinking for her as far as paranoia goes. Why are you following me? Well, I didn't say I was following you. I'm just kind of here. You just saw me, right? So that could be true. The opposite could be true. How could this be a coincidence? You pull up right beside me, the whole thing that I just said. I ain't gonna say it over again. I don't want to turn into a repeater. Teron Herring, that proves that Mark is long gone. What did Teron say? Jay Wilson live 24 hours a day, girl. When are you in the careers? Multiple streams of income, multiple streams. Girl, plus I got a partner. Well, when do you have this partner, girl? Exactly. When do you do? I mean, when do you see him? You're on YouTube morning, noon, and night. No doubt he's live again right now, child. He's already made 2 videos. When I got up at 6 o'clock in the morning, he'd already made 2 videos, girl. One of them 3.5 hours long, child. So that's a very good point. That proves that Mark is long gone. When would you see him? When would the suckling be happen, honey? Oh, I believe in multiple streams of income. Multiple, yes, girl. You got Cash App, you got Super Chat, and you got AdSense. That's your multiple streams of income, nigga. Oh, I forgot the early morning Uber rides. It looks like James Caldwell shut him down pretty good, though. I see he ain't had no more commentary since his little cleanup, his cleanup light. He ain't came back. Oh, I said some things. He said some things. Child, that boy's gonna try to bleed this goddamn thing here. He gonna give 4 and 5 and 6 videos a day on this damn situation here, child. Right? The desperate need. It's not because you want to make money. It's because you have to make money, girl. Right? You have to do it, Jay Wilson. The people at the bank don't want to hear this bullshit about, oh, I'm going to get it together next month. Oh, I got something coming in. Oh, I got multiple street. No, girl, give me my goddamn money or pack your shit and go. It's as simple as that. You see? You want to live high on the hog? More than likely, when Uber forced you to get a new car because that piece of junk you were driving, girl, was not suitable for their company, more than likely, most of the money you make at driving for them goes into that car and the maintenance of that car. We all know that Uber will help you to get a car, right? But you still got to pay for it. So you got to do more than just a couple of runs in the morning to the airport, child. And he talking about multiple streams of income. How much would you tip your Uber driver? I mean, let's say even if it's some places are farther apart, even if it's a $30 run to the airport, how much is the person going? Are they going to tip you $30? No, isn't it like 15%? So what's 15% of $30, child? There's multiple streams of income where you got to get out of your bed at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning to drive somebody else to the airport, child. And I'm trying to figure out what would they tip you for these multiple streams? Would it be $10? No, that's excessive. $10. So $7, $8. Is that what you're talking about? Your multiple streams of income. So if you do 2 runs, that'd be one to the airport, one back from the airport. So that means you made $16. That's why you got up at 4:30 in the morning. Yeah, poor Rab Rack. I guess the worst thing that happened to him is getting in over here in the beef sector. He thought he had it going on because he got in the beef sector, and he had a couple thousand views, and he because of Tracy, and he got some cash apps and things. So he just thought, oh, this is a gold mine. This is a gold mine. Let me get nastier and nastier. And it seems like it's the worst thing that possibly could have happened to him. But now he's on paper, on probation, violated probation already. All these damn problems, and now they're gonna know who he is forever. So was it worth it being so entertaining? Not only doesn't he have a job, I bet Mark is no longer around. Child, Mark has a full-time job. And Mark, according to Tracy from their old videos, loves to go out and party. So when is he going to have time? If he worked a full-time job, child, he probably comes home like most people. They watch a movie, they eat dinner, and they go to bed during the week, right? So now he got 2 days. 2 days. And you really believe he gonna go over here with dry ass Jay Wilson? Oh, I don't drink. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't smoke. Oh, I never did a drug. I never. Girl, all the things he likes, you hate. So when are you? How much time would he actually spend with you? You can only go to the amusement park so long, child. Oh, I'm going to Six Flags. People go to Six Flags. And if y'all notice how much this nigga talks about Harry Potter, you grown ass man. Harry Potter, oh, the Voldemort. And I said, girl, are you obsessive about Harry Potter? 55-year-old man? Damn. Harry Potter and the amusement park. I mean, San Antonio is not that small, is it? I'm sure you have other things to do, girl, even if it's just going to the Piggly Wiggly. Surely there's something else you could do with that man, child. He hugged that husband suit on that boy so fast, child. He had only met the child in wherever, online, some damn where. He'd only met him like 2 weeks. And he said, I got a partner. Oh, I got a partner. You have a partner in name. You finally found someone who will allow you to call him that. But how much time do you actually see that person? Mm-hmm. For somebody with all these multiple streams of income, you are constantly announcing how you on your way to the gym, and you on your way to walk the dog, and you on your way to run the dog, and you gonna do. Girl, you ain't never said nothing about going nowhere for no damn income until we caught you driving Uber, right? And I believe that I'm the first one to identify. Well, girl, he's up at 4:30 every morning. It looks like he ain't doing nothing but driving Uber again. So now he got to come out. Oh, I'm driving my Uber again. I'm gonna do this Uber run. Previously, you said you didn't even work for Uber. You said that for a couple of years, girl, until you had to be caught. You always have to be caught in everything, Jay Wilson. When he had that kerfuffle with about Bradley a couple of days ago. Oh, I would never tell nobody. Oh, you're supposed to be shamed. Why? I'm grown. Shit. I would never tell nobody that I went to a club like that. I would never tell nobody. You're ashamed. Silly ass sissy. Silly. It's a silly person, child. So now he over there thinking he got it going on with VS now, right? Oh, VS, I wanted to tell you what you said. How long is that going to last, Jay Wilson? How many times have you got to be knocked in your head to understand that fat meat is indeed greasy, honey? It's not oily. It's not lotiony. Fat meat is greasy, girl. And so now we have to sit back and watch the hammer fall on your ass again, girl, because you're hard-headed, Miss Thing. You're greedy and you're desperate, right? You say multiple streams of income. You talking about, I know what you get on AdSense, girl. You ain't got to tell me shit. You got multiple streams of income. You come up with scam after scam after scam from these people because these multiple streams of income, girl, are like $20, $30, girl. I mean, if you say you get an AdSense check, but the actual videos, girl, they're even taking half of the damn super chat now, child. You ain't getting hardly nothing from that. They don't pay you shit for the commercials, girl. Oh, I'm gonna get my commercials in. I'm gonna get my merch. We know what they pay you for the fucking commercials, child. Right? So your multiple stream, you put them all together and you got $100. How many times you got to do that, Jay Wilson, to pay the mortgage? Uber does rentals. Is he renting the car, child? Uh-huh. I think that stinking Lincoln, he says he wants to have the luxury, drive the businessman around in the morning, so he can say that he has the what is it, first, I guess they have grades of cars. People want different grades of cars. Uber told her, no, you can't drive that stinking Lincoln and say you're a luxury vehicle representing our company, right? So either they leased the car for him or he leased it from them. They told him to go pick up the car. It has to be a 4-door to transport passengers and all that. That was all associated with the Uber people, right? And probably if he's only doing a couple runs early in the morning to go to the airport, child, he barely clearing what the damn car costs. His multiple streams of income could just be giving him $40, $50 a week. Mm-hmm. You do who does? Wait a minute, honey. I ain't giving nobody no damn tip or no cab more than $5. Period. So I don't know how many multiple streams or rides you're doing, girl. Child, if I'm doing a basic run to the Dollar Tree or post office, you will get a standard $2. $2. It's multiple streams of income. I don't know how much money you can make doing that, Jay Wilson. The people who make money driving Uber are not driving just back and forth to the airport in the morning, child. They're driving all day. Is that why you're spending so much time in the car, Jay Wilson? Right? And you're supposed to encourage the young people to get all these degrees, girl. Jay Wilson, you are a disgrace. You are a disgrace to education, girl. Right? You ain't doing nothing to promote young people or encourage them that they need to be seeking out higher education, right? You're what could happen. This, people, is what could happen. That's why you need to seek career counselors. So you're moving in a direction leading up to something, not just collecting a bunch of useless paper that you put way on top of a bookcase and we can't see it, girl. It's a secret. Everything a secret. Ooh, I can't get too much information. He over there thinking him and VS are buddies now. Girl, she being calm right now, Jay Wilson, because she's just getting started back on here. She's trying to make a few friends, a few peons, right? So she'll be nice to you for a moment and get a couple of interviews, girl. But your day will come. You'll understand everything. She'll kick your ass. Is it true that Lyric died? Oh my God. Hopefully he didn't kill the dog in the goddamn 3 months. Let's hope the dog is in a safe place. If he can't take care of the dog, he needs to take them back to the. Sometimes you can't take them back if they're older dogs because the people will put them down. You need to find a new owner for the dog. I believe he only got the damn dog to try to entice Mark to stay just a little bit longer, right? Mark was on his way out of the door when he was pushing up close to 400 pounds. Mark was there was no bed action going on. Let's put it like that. And so in his desperation, she started taking crash diets, having parts cut out of her stomach. And she got a dog. And she said the dog was being co-parented. Oh, he over there with his daddy. They said, where's Lyric? Where's Lyric? He with his daddy. He over there with his daddy today. So Jay Wilson, if Mark is the daddy, if Mark is the dog's daddy, then what does that make you? Isn't the family unit? Mama. Mama. That tells us who's on top, Jay Wilson. You lying bastard, you. Mm-hmm. I hope the dog ain't dead, child. Y'all know how this YouTube stuff goes. If somebody say something, somebody else heard it, child, they passed it along. And now all of a sudden we got a dead dog on our hands. I don't know. I love the animals. It's the humans I have a problem with. Headed to the corner. Who's headed to the corner? No, she's still alive. Okay. I'm still alive. Could have been dead and gone. God helped her live on. She's a living testimony. And she thank God that she's still alive. So gullible. Now, Tracy and the other girl and Kiki, they always been friendly. So that's not unusual that she will be over to tell her story on that page, right? But why is she able to get his fucking fat feet up in there, girl? She let anybody on. She know I'm only on there to clown her, right? So she just gets me on there and use my microphone and all this shit, right? But you know she still always lets me up, right? Because I don't think she got to try to drag somebody over there on that page, child, because that mortgage is coming due. It's still coming due. And even if you were renting, the rent is still due, honey. And you have no real income. This is it. So you got to come on here and talk, even if you don't feel like you got to talk. Even if you know what you're saying is bullshit and ridiculous garbage, you still got to talk, Miss Thing, right? You still got to have 3 and 4 and 5 videos a day. Not because you want it. It ain't about nothing about want or hobby, nothing like that. It's because you need it, nigga. You need it. Are they going to turn the lights off? What about woo child with the whip? Lord have mercy. Now that's a fantasy. She ought to rent herself out, girl. Since you do anything for these streams of income. Jay Wilson, when you hear these people, these celebrities, they talk about streams of income, they're talking about streams from their book sales, from their CD sales, from television appearances, girl. They're talking about streams of money coming in, girl. They're not talking about little trickles. If I gave you nickels and dimes. I don't think you're supposed to count the nickels and dimes, Jay Wilson. Right? And you need to spend less time at the gym and walking the dog and get your ass behind that wheel, girl, and make that goddamn that car pay off, child. Because if you want to work less hard on here or not make such a fool of yourself on YouTube by being on 4 and 5 times a day, that means you have to drive that damn car then, girl. Right? You got to do lunches, you got to do deliveries, you got to do Uber Eats, honey, DoorDash. This is the professor, the lawyer. What else are you, girl? You the doctor. He came on today saying, "Oh, I'm not Dr. Ruth. I'm not Dr. Ruth." Right, but you said you were a doctor. You said you were Dr. Wilson. Paging Dr. Wilson. Paging Dr. Wilson. Shall we do surgery, doctor? Dr. Wilson. Girl, you just like Dr. Juanita Bynum, honey. Oh, nasty piece of coin. And he got to tell you all the truth. That's what he's talking about. Coins, not dollars, coins. Piecemeal. I want to thank my people, all of y'all in this chat, for when I was sick last month. I was out, I believe, for 8 days. That means I made no videos in 8 days. And when I came back, y'all blessed me so that this month's Essence check is big. It's probably the biggest what I've ever had. I think it's number 2 in line. So I didn't lose anything by being gone for that time because you guys blessed me so in the Cash App, or this not Cash App as well, but the Super Chat, that I didn't miss anything. Isn't that a blessing? Thank you. Thank y'all so much. The check is not only the same as it usually is, it exceeds that by quite a bit. And you did it on your own. I didn't ask you for anything. That's nice. But we know, let me see, 5 degrees and hustling for change. I just think that's so pitiful to me. Child, you would have done better going into a trade school, girl, and learning how to do electricity or something. Right? He's so critical of this Sean Bradley, child. But at least Sean Bradley, I mean, I don't think Sean Bradley got all the degrees, child. At least he's got a career that supports his lifestyle. Right? He seems to be very competent at it. They've kept him on. He travels all over the damn place. They're flying. He has a real career, is what I'm saying. Your career was just being a student, Jay Wilson. Just sitting there and just all you can do is just do the book. Just do the book. I'll sign me up for another year. Sign me up for another year and just do the book. Oh, I will do the book. And that's it. That was your career, girl. So essentially, when you got out of school, your career was over. Nothing ever happened after that. Are you bragging about being a goddamn airline passenger or whatever the fuck you were, airline stewardess? Wasn't that long before the damn degrees? Absolutely nothing happened from them pitiful ass degrees, Jay Wilson. I would think that if you went to school that long, if you did, probably a lot of this shit's online. But if you did go, you should at least be able to be a teacher. At least it'd be something useful, honey. You're so busy. I'm gonna get a coin. I'm gonna get a coin. Well, you're not gonna go get the big coin, girl. But every career is just not for money. But at least you do something useful. I got a degree in the Bible. I got a degree in the Bible. Girl, most black people I know the Bible, honey. It's only about reading one book, girl. So you ain't this shit. If you really want to hear our view, you haven't done nothing. Yeah. It's not too cool to be critical, but you keep bringing this upon yourself. Mm. And we are sick and tired of hearing your song, telling how you done changed right from wrong. Mm-mm. Lexi, you say you like Jay Wilson? We're going to pray for you. But sometimes he gives people things to drag him for. Sometimes. Child, if I wanted to, I could be on here every day giving 2-3 hour commentary on everything Jay would come out of his mouth, child. Every time he opened his mouth, girl, it is a read, honey. But I say, oh no, I can't burden the people with talking about him. I'm already what some people would say excessive, but girl, I could go on. If I listen to that shit for 3 hours, a lot of times I'm listening to it like this. Give me a little bit, girl. I can't take that slurpy ass voice, girl. Sean seemed happy with whatever he's doing. He sure does it though, don't he? Every time we see him, he's packing up another suitcase. He ain't getting back. He's driving. I'm going to drive my Uber. I'm driving this Uber. Color like he buying a luxury vehicle. I'm just buying a new car. I got 2 cars. I got the girl. You took the stinking Lincoln to the dealership and you found out they were only going to give you no more than $500 for that old car, right? So it's not worth anything. And that's the only reason you kept it, girl. But Uber says, listen, if you're going to be driving for us, you need to be in a newer car, right? If you're going to be in the VIP, you have to have a better car. Now, we don't know if that is some kind of contract with Uber where they have people who go to the airport. Because why would you just go to the airport? I mean, people call Uber to go anywhere. If I want to go to the goddamn laundromat, girl, I can call an Uber. They go anywhere, right? But for some kind of reason, you have to be going to the airport, or at least that's all you're proud of, right? You don't want to tell us about how much you delivered sandwiches on this day, and then you delivered a pizza in the afternoon, girl. Oh, that was your DoorDash account, whatever. Something about this thing, about this airport thing. So maybe they have some kind of VIP thing, but they say well, you can't drive the airport VIP if you have an old car. So he went bought this car, and then he thought that I'm going to leave YouTube. I'm going to leave YouTube. And then he said he came over and told us his lie that if these people were paying him $160,000 to be a chaplain, girl. Then we go online and say, well, all the other chaplains only making 27,000, girl. They're paying you got right out of school. You getting what? 8 times more than everybody else that been there for years and years and years and years and years. Oh, I just got a raise for another 60,000. Did you say she get 3,000? I get 3,000 a month from YouTube. I get 3,000 a month from YouTube. This thing. You took the number that you got for Christmas. Almost every job they give you a bonus for Christmas times. The YouTubers will give you money at Christmas time because they're in the Christmas mood, right? That's a one-time situation, girl, because they give you more super chat and cash. I think people are going to stop doing so much of this super chatting as well. I mean, I do this thing too. I don't want you to stop. But what I'm saying is when people are realizing that they got to give half that money away to Google, I think they're going to switch over to Cash App or something. Just give you money directly. Right. If your name wants to be mentioned, they have to figure out a way to do that. But I don't know that if they're taking 45% of the money, why would they even need that? But whatever. Then people are going to be more reluctant to give you super chats. It's much better to give you a Cash App where you're going to get 100%. And Cash App they take almost nothing. If you give somebody $20, they take out like 50 cents So they get $19.50. Anyway, so we understand your streams of incomes, nigga. Oh yeah, don't forget when he goes bang on the goddamn keys at the church. You're like, I'm going to church. I'm going to church. He goes, so that's another stream of income. Go and torture them people's eardrums. Mm. That house ain't no damn 3,000 square feet, child. That shit ain't no. That include the backyard and the front yard, Jay Wilson. Girl, that ain't shit, girl. Builder's grade kitchen. His kitchen probably don't cost no more than this shit in here. Builder's grade kitchen, girl. Little bitty ass living room, child. Whatever. My opinion, a person needs a track house in the suburbs. They need it for a family, to raise a family. Yes, you'll find lots of people who live in houses. Older people live in houses. They have worked and they have paid off their homes. Their kids have gone off to college or moved permanently away from the home. And yeah, they're not going to sell their house. They have that's their home. Some kind of circumstances under which you would have a house. But for just an old bald head bitch who can't make a living, child, to be sitting up here trying to make these piecemeal to try to have a house in the suburbs to make them feel like they are successful, it's foolish. It's stupid. It's just dumb. I'm gonna get the equity. I'm gonna get this thing. Let me hit you to this new word, Jay Wilson. It's called underwater. They got so much land in Texas, child. Texas is big as California, damn near. I think they both are 1 and 2 biggest places. That means there's unlimited suburbs. They just keep going suburbs. So when you think you're gonna get all the equity, when you're ready to sell the goddamn house, girl, they done built 5 new communities in your community. So they get a brand new house, girl. Why are they going to buy your piece of shit? Dumbass. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna get the equity. What you gonna do with it, Jay Wilson? What you gonna do with it, girl? You move back to Florida. Get you a trailer, Jay Wilson. You know, a lot of people are retiring trailers, girl. Go back to the trailer park, honey. I know that is your worst nightmare, but I don't know what you think you're gonna get all the equity, because when you get equity, I get the equity, assuming you got anything at all, girl. The prices continue to go up, girl. So when you go to buy something else, Miss Thing, you're not gonna be all you got is that little bit of I got the equity. Meanwhile, the damn prices have gone up. You can't buy another thing in the same community, right? So where you got to move? Where you got to find another place to move? Maybe a small town somewhere. Hell, I give over to hell. How'd I get on this food? So now there's a big cruise planned, right? People, be clear about something. This barbecue weenie roast he did a couple of 3 years, he's been bragging about for 3 years, girl. That weenie roast, that was done by Vivian. Vivian did the whole goddamn planning. Although it wouldn't take but so much planning to sit down in a restaurant, girl, eat damn sandwiches, and then next day go to his house, girl, and listen to King Jive tell you about how to start a YouTube channel. That was the big event, right? But Vivian had to do all that. Vivian had to do all of the goddamn prayer cloths and all of the other scams. So now he's planning on a cruise, right? Which means Vivian is actually playing. She's a worker abroad. She don't get paid nothing, right? He just collects the money and takes all the credit for everything, right? But Dovey is the one who planned a cruise. So now he's saying, "Oh no, I'm the one who told Dovey to do a cruise." I said one day, "Oh Dovey, do a cruise. So now y'all gonna say I stole the idea from her? I stole that. You did steal the idea from her, bitch. And then Vivian's gonna do it. You ain't gonna do nothing, girl. You're not organized to do anything. You just trying to figure out how much money you can get out of it, nigga. You got what you call a free worker slave in Vivian. She does everything. I guess she needs the approval. I don't know if she needs approval of a man. She needs the approval of somebody calling themselves a pastor. She just needs to follow somebody. Whatever it is, child. She does it all for free. And you come and take the credit and the money. Mm-hmm. We'll see how that works. You know, she makes video after video after video after video about everybody else's events, right? All this is based on those 8 people she pulled together for $30 a piece. Oh, they got all their money. They got all what money? They got $30. God damn! When I go to McDonald's, if I get the double hamburger cheeseburger with fries, girl, that's $30 for 2. Ooh, our fish sandwiches. Did you see those fish sandwiches? Ooh, we supported black business. We supported black nigga. You went to a counter and you order a fish sandwich. Yes. Your Cash App's a whole lot sweeter. Sometimes people want to know that they were supporting whatever though. So I guess Super Chat has it had its time where sometimes when people they see that people are giving, then they'll tip in something, whatever, or people just want you to see that I'm donating. But you can call that out. You can call that out. You can put right there in the thing. Cash Apps. That's it. Here's my comment. Cash Apps. And that might solve the problem because Google is going to have to be trained that you can't just come on here and just treat people badly. You basically got all these people working for free. What they give you on these commercials, no matter what that fool says, is practically nothing. Unless you can pull 10,000 people in your videos, girl, you ain't getting no money. Nothing we would call money. If y'all got any kind of job, you're getting a whole lot more than Jay Wilson's getting from AdSense. I tell you that right now. Any kind of job, you pump gas, honey. This fool was counting porches, driveways. Look at those homes over there. Look at those homes, girl. I'm so glad that my mama didn't raise me in no trailer, girl. Man, all I can do is sit up in my little corner in the trailer. One day, well, someday, come along, our great big old house. So TLC and 3, you peep that, huh? You always walk around the neighborhood. Look at those beautiful homes. Oh, those homes are too much money. Oh, those homes, girl. Jay Wilson, since you are bisexual, go and get yourself a wife. And what you're going to realize, you and your wife will probably stay in an apartment, a condo in the early part of your marriage. When you have children, you'll need more space, right? You have children. There's a reason that you need a house, correct? You have 3 children. You're not going to bring up 3 children in a 1-bedroom apartment or even a 2-bedroom apartment, right? And you want your kids to have somewhere to play in the backyard. And you want your children to have a decent school district, right? So they can go to a nice school, right? To get a proper education. Jay Wilson. To be just an old bald head bitch girl out there mowing the grass. I'm cutting the grass. Hi, Mr. Johnson over there. I'm cutting the grass. Look at these hails. Look at these hails. You fucking idiots. When you and Mark go to tie the knot, girl, because people say they ain't hearing a lot of Mark in the background. We're so glad you had your one experience with a boyfriend, girl. After all the years of living, Miss Thing, you finally got your boyfriend, 50 years old. But that's all it is, girl. It ain't nothing more than that, child. And that Mark needs his ass kicked if he goes any further with you. He needs to be in therapy. But I don't think that man's going to give up his lifestyle. He ain't going to give up his own home. He ain't going to give up his job. Honey, he is not exposing his family to something like you, right? Not as being a family member, right? He's not going to give up his trade. Just like you on Grindr and Growler, girl, he is as well. Although he likes to drink and go out, according to what Tracy said in the early days. So he's probably at the club meeting somebody new. Somebody nice and slim. No skin. Nice, slim. Washboard stomachs. Triceps. Biceps. Already done. He ain't got to keep waiting on you to get it together, girl. He ain't giving up all that, his freedom. Freedom. Counting driveways. Ooh, look at your driveways. Aren't they all the same, Jay Wilson? I mean, when you walk through the front door in these track house neighborhoods, isn't just the facade what's changed? One facade to have red brick, one facade have yellow brick, other one will be all wood. But when you go in through the front, isn't it the same thing, Jay Wilson? It's just track houses, girl. I mean, they come in there with the bulldozer, they knock down the old neighborhood, they put that shit up. Girl, 6 months later, you got a whole new neighborhood. Just praying that a good gusty wind don't come and knock the whole motherfucker down, girl. So we're happy that you fulfilled your dream, but your dream should have been a career. Your career would have sponsored you having whatever kind of home you wanted, honey. It is not when we lift people up about who they are, they become somebody. They're somebody because of what they do, not because of what they have. Now they have a lot, but it's because they are somebody. When you are out here driving Uber cabs, girl, and making silly ass YouTube videos and all that kind of shit, girl, you're not somebody, right? You're just trying to have the accoutrements, the pretense, right? But you failed at life. What are you? What do you tell them when you go to your alumni? What do you when they ask you, what do you do? Because that's what they assume everybody has a life. I mean, people have to live, right? What do you do? And well, there's many streams of income. Break it down, bitch. They go to the mall and see you working at the Baby Gap. Is this one of the streams? Lord have mercy. I'd have turned another story into the answer, the Life and Times of Jay Wilson. Y'all see how Spilling Boy shut him down though? Ooh, wait a minute. Two old queens arguing. Neither going to bust a grape, not even for raise money to get a ring or octagon. What the hell? A ring or octagon? Oh Lord, honey. I don't know if Goonies, if you're talking about me being old queen, or you talking about Mark being old queen, right? More than likely, Jay Wilson and Mark are friends, right? This happens with something like 80% of gay relationships. They meet, they fuck for a while, right? And then if they have anything in common, they become friends. Some would say girlfriends, right? Good Judies. They just become friends, right? This is what I'm experiencing here, child. He is on Grindr because he can be on Grindr. Child, Mark don't give a fuck. I don't give a goddamn what you do, nigga. I'm going to go get mine, right? Because he keeps claiming that he got a partner, don't take that at face value, child. If you were so in love, honey, you would be living with this man at least, even if there wasn't a ring put on it. You couldn't stay away from each other. But yeah, he has an easy time staying away from you, Jay Wilson, right? Jay Wilson has started bragging about that boy being his partner. He didn't even know, it was a total stranger. Something to brag about, girl. Anyway. Let me see. I've been seeing y'all comments. Yeah, he got caught on Jack. Cool art dude. They caught him on Jack. He said, "Oh, I'm on here I'm signing people up for prep." They say, "Well, that's strange. I never saw anyone signing up for prep on Jack." Lying ass. He actually got caught on Jack. Cool art dude. And isn't that where Wally also catfished him on Jack? He was on there trying to get trade. He telling trade to bring. You hear people talking about bring the lube. That's what they're talking about. Wally went on there, and he went on there first as a collegiate, phony kind of person, thinking that, well, this will get Jay Wilson's attention since he wants education and all this kind of shit, right? People ain't going on Jack for no goddamn education. They're going on for cock. excuse me, dick. They don't want you to say cock because it's white. Anyway, uh, it didn't work. Wally was not interested in the kind of person that he was presenting. So Wally came back as rough trade, like somebody just got out of jail. Oh, just bring the lube. Just bring the lube. Girl. You don't even know the man, child. And you want him to come digging and diving up in that pussy? Come on, child. I'm getting filthy. Now I got to get out of here. I got to get out of here, baby. My dog is saying, come on, Daddy. Get away from the machine. Come on, Daddy. Come here, baby. Get him bum right here. What you doing? Okay, gonna go for a walk. Okay. Thank y'all for coming in today. We'll be following these stories kind of loosely if anything else pops up of any interest. But apparently, with the situation with those two, the cops gave them the IDs back and said, go on. So you know now officially Ms. BS is on no kind of paper. She's not on probation. I don't know what they could charge you with, even if she was on probation, really. But apparently that's been confirmed now. They just said go away, stay away from each other. But we'll have to see since these people live in the same town, right? I don't know. Later, guys. Thanks for coming in.